let's work on this thing a little bit. Hi friends, welcome back to Mark's Speed Shop. In this video, we're going to give the Charger a little break, or it's giving me a break, one or the other. I thought we'd jump on this. I've been talking about it, been wanting to do it for a while. Paint booth is empty because the Charger won't crank down at the house, so it can sit there. It's fine. So we're going to work on this a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and see how much I can get done. Start working on what my goal is to paint. I'm going to use an epoxy primer, but I got a little trick I might do. Stay tuned. I'll show you that. I'm not going to worry about getting it perfect, not at all. I'm going to sand it a little bit, slick her up a little bit, and shoot. Okay, it's mostly going to be like a primer thing. This will be a hot rod black kind of look. And I do want to put decals on the doors, but that's going to be another episode. We got to let it dry while I'm pure. But thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this. Watch it till the end. Give me some comments. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's take a quick walk around and see just what we're dealing with. Got a lot of little places. It's hard to see. This is a little rough. It's kind of like skin. Yeah. See, a little rough. Not really banged up or rusted up. Mostly it's little clear coat and stuff. And then get that stripe off. Get these little rusty spots. We'll take your toolbox out. I don't even think I'm gonna take your stuff out of the back right now. Because I'm not gonna spray the inside of the bed. It could use it, but if I do anything to that later, I'll probably just maybe do some bed liner. But yeah, we got all these little spots, all these little places. Now I'm not gonna go by and fix everything perfect. I'm not worried about that. I did buy some kind of a silver gray paint. I plan on doing the wheels in the silver gray. Probably the back bumper too. Get some stickers off of there. And the grill. Yeah, a few little humpy places here. I'm gonna start by just kind of flapper wheeling some of these rusty spots. A few of these things. So we get a look at it and see what we're starting with. Because you're about to see a transformation in this thing. All right, I am using the, this is Evercoat fiberglass reinforced body filler. I've only got a couple of tiny little spots. It was a little rusty, not bad, but a little rusty over the fender wells, over the tires, over the, the fender lips. About 20 years ago when I first fixed it. But apparently I did a halfway decent job, which I used fiberglass and then body fill over top. And I rust treated and all that, so it's really only come back in a couple of little bubbles. So I'm not gonna need much of this at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and dab in a little bit of it and then start. I went around and blew off some of the loose clear coat that, cheaper clear coat, only costs about $100 a gallon. And blew that off as much as I can. I'm gonna take a gasket scraper, which I cleaned very well a couple times with some brake clean, carburetor clean, or whatever I could find, and wiped it, cleaned it, and sprayed it, and all that. Now I'm gonna take that and go around and just knock some of the other chunks of clear off that I couldn't blow off. So Then we're gonna get to sanding. All right, I'm gonna try not to wear you out listening to the darn air tools all the time. You see me sand on the Charger if you watch those. So you know what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm not gonna waste a lot of time and a lot of your time and a lot of your hearing. You're listening to that for 2 or 3 minutes. But I'm gonna start with the Jitterbug and 80 grit. This is actually the piece of 80 grit that was on when I was working on the Charger. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and just start with like the hood. I'm gonna do a little bit. I'll show you a little bit of that, but I'm not gonna. I got a fly or a bug that wants to help me. Anyway, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of that, but I'm going to give you a little snippets of it to show you what I'm doing. So let me get to that, and I'm going to take the toolbox off. And, you know, every little bit you do, you know. So let's get to it. All right, this looks like it's going to sand, this part's going to sand up pretty good because this is a little bit of old primer on the thing. So let me get a little bit of this done. I'll bring you right back. All right, let's check in and see what I got a little bit done. Now, you've got to remember, I know I've kind of mentioned this several times, and I will mention it several more times. This is a scuff and shoot. As rough as this is with the clear coat and this and that and all these little spots, you know, I'm not worried about it. This is a scuff and shoot. Now remember, this is primer I'm putting on it. So one of the biggest things to remember when you're doing your primer is to prep it. All right, clean the metal, paint, whatever. Sand everything really good, even if it's rough, you know, 80 grit, what I'm using here. And then your primer will stick. Then you go from there. You can go from there. Some people like to make it, you know, perfect to begin with and then prime it. I'm not. Y'all know me. Ooh, that's good enough. And good enough is good enough. Now, I still got to fix where I put a little bit of the filler. A couple little spots along that line. And this is just the primary sand, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do. Scuff and shoot. Now, I hadn't gotten it back. And I'm just now getting to this side. All these little things, all this kind of stuff here, you'll probably still see. I'm not going to worry about feathers. To really fix that, you got to get all the clear off as much as you can. Then you got to sand it. Then you got to prime it. Then you got to sand it. Then you got to prime it. Then you got to sand it. And you do that several times until that edge is gone. Screw that. I'm not doing that. I'm scuffing her, I'm cleaning her, and I'm shooting her. Now remember, I'm putting primer on this thing. So, let's get back to it. Break time's over. show you something here. This light blue, like kind of Smurfy blue. Then you come down into the paint blue, and then of course the clear coated blue. This light blue is epoxy primer. I used a tinted, light blue tinted epoxy primer. I primed this first, and then later on, I drove it around like that. Baby blue, light blue. My daughter was so embarrassed I went to pick her up from middle school. She wouldn't even get in the truck, because she hated it. It was so light blue, and it was a truck. But anyway, now she's 29, and she could care less, but this is the epoxy primer. This is the paint, the base coat color, and then down here it's still got some clear on it. Just thought I'd tell you that. Well, it's been a couple days. Well, I did this Wednesday. I sanded on it Wednesday. And although it was just a moment ago for y'all, it's been a couple days. I had hooked the battery charger up. And it says it's fully charged, so I'm gonna unhook that. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to wash it down with reducer, and I'm going to start taping it up. Well, I'll go ahead and unhook the battery charger. This is the battery I share with the white car and the granny car, the Coronet, and all that. When I do, it usually lives in the white car, the Plymouth. Well, let me see. I think I am gonna go ahead and take your grill out. All right, I got all those screws out. There we go. Now I am going to take this and clean as much of this white off as I can, and I'm going to spray this silver, like the wheels. That's why I'm going to do the wheels. Set that over there for now. All right, I think that's going to be about all I'm going to take off. Well, let me look and see if I got a little star bit. I might take the mirrors off. And then I'm going to just tape everything else up. So let me check on that star bit. All right, well, sure enough, I found a little star bit. There it is. And a little piece to hold it. And it was in a brand new set that I bought. And one way I know it's a brand new set, not only was it in the package, but nothing was missing. This spot is for a little socket, and this is the star. Let's see. All that came with it. And seems to work. Now, as long as these nuts on the inside are, grounded or hooked on, shouldn't be a problem. But if they're not, I probably ain't good trouble taking door panels off and doing all that. So let me take this one out and see what it's like. Should be a little nut insert in there. Yep, I think it is. So let me go ahead and do these. Well, I won't be taking these off because although I got 3 out of 4, to come loose. But apparently some Dumas years ago, when they had the white truck, apparently, they stripped out one of the little star things. I don't know if they tried to use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten it up or take it off. I don't know. But one on the bottom, the little star thing won't go in it. This size won't fit in it. And the next size down is too small. So it's on there, even though I got the tool to do it. I guess I could try the other side. And then if I, I can tape this side up and take that one off maybe. Let me take a look at that and I'll decide. The other side, they're not stripped out, but the ones on the bottom are really tight. I was afraid I was gonna break this little bit. I have broken them before, trying to get loose. Apparently the threads are rusted on the inside of the door. Top ones, not so much. Bottom ones, they must get all the water. So although it would fit in them, the bottom ones are real tight. So I got a little turn on it and I didn't like it. So I just snugged them back up. I'll just tape them up. Halfway consider taping the glass part up and just painting them, shooting them black. But they are nice mirrors, so I'll probably put a bag around them or wrap some paper around them. I'll just tape them up. I've been there, done that. So, and like I say, this isn't going to be really paint. It's going to be a primer. And I'm going to put paint in it. We'll see how that works. And I don't plan on ever painting it again. I might, never know. But I got so much other stuff to work on and to do and to paint and all that this one's going to get the hot rod black coating, and we'll put the Mark Speed Shop decals on the door. So let me get to taping and we'll see how that goes. Quick little note, never set your tape down on something like this, like I'm doing. This is not as clean as it should be. I'm getting ready to wash it down and reduce it. But since I'm basically doing primer, I'm not doing this in every step that you really should do. All right, I'm shooting primer. I'm gonna put a little bit of paint in it, but I'm shooting primer. And I don't really care if it's got a little dusty here and dusty there, but if you lay your tape down on the vehicle or on the floor, never lay it down on the floor. I don't care how clean you think your floor is. The side of the tape will pick up dirt and debris. Okay? And then if you're going for a slick paint job and you use that same tape, you're going to have dirt along the edges that can break loose and get into the paint. Now, with this, it don't matter. It's going to have so much rough stuff and probably dust. I'm not going for I probably won't be taking this thing to SEMA this year. Okay, enough said. And what I say, good enough is good enough. Matter of fact, I just ordered a decal. that says that. Sometimes good enough is good enough. And that will be available on the website coming up, hopefully in a few months. So let me get back to this. Whew. You might say, oh my goodness, I know you're going to take your wiper arms off. Well, no, they need to be black also. Then you say, well, I know you're going to take the rubber blades off. You don't want paint on them. Well, that one over there is just like this one right here. Look at that. I just took it off. So dry rotted and shot, that's why I'm going ahead and spraying it. Then later on, I might put new blades, refills in it. I don't plan on driving it in the rain, but I probably will later. All that's going to be shot. And yes, I know some of y'all probably be hollering at me pretty soon. I decided to paint the pretty mirrors. Too much trouble to take off, too much trouble to tape up. I taped up the glass. I'm going to clean them good, spray them with adhesion promoter, and shoot them black. Be good enough. This is going to be mostly, all black. I'm going to do kind of a silver gray in the grill, silver gray wheels, and silver gray on the back bumper. And that's going to be it. I can't wait for it to cure. It's going to take a while to put the decals on it. But let me get back to this. I'm almost done with the taping. I'm going to wash it down with reducer, and then I'm going to spray it. Coming up soon. I don't think I've ever met anybody that enjoys this part of the job. It bites. But it's got to be done. So a little bit more of this. I just want to show you that too. I'm getting close to being done with this part of it. I got to finish this back glass. I've done the front glass, and I got to do the side glasses. I think that's it. Cover the wheels up. Well, I'm gonna wash her down with some reducer first. Well, friends, I hate to do it to you, but that's going to wrap up this video. I ran out of time. I'm sorry. This is Saturday evening, getting late. And that's all I can do. I still haven't gotten the two side windows taped up, and that's all I got to do. I'm going to take you around and show you this, but I wanted to tell you I'm going to finish it up. I'm going to finish wiping it down and start spraying tomorrow, but that's going to be too late for this video. I got to get, if I want to do that work tomorrow, spraying and video that for you for next week, I got to finish this up tonight, okay? Still got a lot of uploading, downloading, editing, exporting, rendering, whatever you want to call it. Got a lot of work to do, hours and hours of work to do, just to get this little video out. So I really do appreciate it when y'all watch. And comment, give me some comments. Tell me, man, you don't do it like that. I know, I get it, but hey, this is a quick scalp and shoot, is what I told you before. Now, let me take you around before I tell y'all. Good night, Rosie. Before I tell you all that, let me take you around and show you what I've got. All right, like I say, I've got the front taped up enough. I went ahead and did take a couple of lenses and stuff out because it's just so much easier to do than tape up. Painted that last time, so it's going to get painted this time. All this is going to be shot black. I know, I'll probably give me some comments. Tell me how crazy I am to paint these pretty mirrors, these stainless looking mirrors. They are nice. They ain't worth taping up, and too much for a dog to try to take off. But this is going to be just my hot rod black shop truck. So that'll work. I'm going to go ahead and do the key things because I had to change this one for the key to work for this truck. I had to switch one. I just switched this one over here. And that's blue where I painted before, so I'm going to paint both in blue. But I will leave that the handle chrome. It's still got all this mess in there. So I'm telling you, this is a quickie little just scuff and shoot. Got her taped up a little bit. I did go ahead and tape up the tail lights because they're rectangular. They're real easy to shoot some tape on. All right. So, got them taped up. Ain't got enough room. I meant to put it over that to the right a little bit more. But once I got it in here, it didn't want to crank and it's all this crap. So I left it where it is. And I'm going to try to move some of this junk out of the way. But I just got the side windows to tape up. And all this taped up. That's the hardest part. It won't take me long tomorrow to come in and tape up them side windows and wash her down, cover up the wheels. And then we'll be ready to shoot. And y'all be sure to come back next week and see. All right, so as I was saying, that's going to wrap up this video. Like I say, also, I'm sorry. I wanted to get it all in one, but this has been a crazy week. And I do have a day job, and I do have chinchillas to take care of, and blah, blah, blah. I got a lot of stuff going on. And, you know, I just didn't have the time. I couldn't fit any time. I only have really a couple days to do some of this stuff, and just sometimes that's just not enough. So I do what I can, do it as quick as I can, really. But come back next time, and you're going to see it black, okay? Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. We never know what tonight brings, tomorrow brings, or next week brings, whatever. What they say, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I know who holds tomorrow. Amen. All right. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you coming back, hanging out with me. You know, if you're actually here, you could help me take this thing up, but whatever. Anyway, every little bit you do, right? Okay? Remember that. So thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And watch my videos. If you're seeing me right now, you're watching my videos all the way through, and I really do appreciate that. Right now, what I really need is watch hours. So that comes back to me. Obviously, I need more interesting content to keep more of y'all on it to watch. But anyway, I thank you. I thank you for hanging in there with me, watching what I'm doing, and seeing where I'm going with this. But come back next time, and we'll see this. I think you might like it. I hope everything goes right. There's no telling what could happen. But like, share, comment, and subscribe. Just hit that little button. You'll subscribe. It's free. You're really helping me out. And I thank you for that. All right? So come back to see me. I'll be here. Good Lord willing. I'll see you at the shop. Remember, subscribe.